Pankaj Vora, the big challenges right now that are there in front of the New Delhi cabinet, because there's a lot that the BJP's promised. From the Yamuna, they've already given Delhi a deadline, 3 years, and Yamuna will be clean. We've had many deadlines in the past made by many leaders which have clearly fallen by the wayside. Now, not just the Yamuna, deliverance on what was the Sankalp Patra promise that the Prime Minister made in Delhi, saying by the 8th of March 2500 would be delivered to the women of Delhi. Lots of promises there that needs to be delivered immediately. And lastly, what do you make, Pankaj Vora? Will, at least where the commentary coming in from the new cabinet seems to suggest that they will go after the Aam Aadmi Party on what they call allegations of corruption?
Well, I don't know. Hounding a government which has been in power and going after them should be the last priority. Right now, the top priority should be how to set things right. If the Yamuna has to be cleaned, then they should have a proper plan which works to the last letter. And if they have given 3 years deadline, then it should be cleaned. Mr. Modi has always wanted Delhi to be not only a smart city but one of the best capitals of the world. So his vision, if there is has to be implemented, then all these people who have been elected this time have to come down on the ground and deliver. There are multiple challenges which Rekha Gupta faces. She is from the Vash community, which never got too many chances when the BJP had been in power in the past. It was a Punjabi domination in Delhi. It used to be Vijay Kumar Malhotra, Madanlal Khurana, Kedarnath Sahni. They were Vash leaders such as Kanwarlal Gupta, who never got that kind of an opportunity. Vijay Goyal was elected, but he was never made the chief ministerial candidate. Dr. Harshvardhan came closest to being the chief minister in 2013, could not become. And then, though there were mayors like Lala Hansraj Gupta, who was mayor of Delhi, a very respected man, very high up in the RSS, but his elevation was not because of his, being a Vash, but because of his hierarchy in the RSS. Now, when you examine the present government, there are two things. Rekha Gupta has worked as a councillor, as you yourself mentioned, on 3 occasions earlier. So she would know a lot of things which happen. The Delhi government has a very minimal role. Right. The maximum role which comes in the life of a common citizen is of municipal corporation. So she would know how to address. And she should, and the BJP central leadership also has to see what will be the role of people who have been left out. Vijender Gupta, Om Prakash Sharma, Mohan Singh Bisht, they had all won when BJP was in a problem and when Aam Aadmi Party was ruling the roost.
So all of that will be, these three I'm just running a little short on time. Mr. Vora, so all of that would be a problem. Siddharth Mishra, to bring you in, what would be the top challenges for, the newly minted chief minister? And alongside, would you think vendetta politics will also be big? Because we are, with all promises of deliverance, we also hear that now the Aam Aadmi Party will have to pay.
You see, one of the biggest damages which Arvind Kejriwal did, that he converted the Delhi bureaucracy from being one of the most efficient bureaucracy in this country to no bureaucracy. There are hardly any bureaucrats who wanted to be part of Delhi government, and they all of them, there was in earlier time there was to be kind of resistance to getting posted to Arunachal, Mizoram, and such places. This time around, this last 10 years, there was a rush to get out of Delhi. First challenge before Rekha Gupta would be to restore confidence of the bureaucracy, because you can only make a government function efficiently if the bureaucracy, if you have the confidence of the bureaucracy, because the work has to be done through bureaucrat. And that was one of the biggest achievements of Sheila Dikshit, that whatever she achieved in matters of development of Delhi, it was through a very, very efficient bureaucracy, the chief secretaries, the PWD secretary, and such people along, Number one. Number two, coming to, vendetta, I don't know why people would call it vendetta. Because tomorrow, whenever the assembly meets, the first session, it has been said that for last 5 years, which the Aam Aadmi Party had kept the CAG papers under the wraps. Right. And it has not allowed it to be tabled in the house. That is a legislative demand. हम constitution की बात करते हैं. ये constitutional obligation है कि those papers should have been placed before the house. And if those papers are placed before the house, and if those papers indicate that there has been large amounts of corruption.
So action would be taken.
So why shouldn't there be a administrative
Where the
action
bureaucracy is
against it?
concerned, Siddharth Mishra, many would suggest it was better to leave Delhi because you were caught between the tussle of the LG and the Delhi government. So it's really not the Aam Aadmi Party at fault, but it's both sides there. You were caught in the middle of that, and you really don't blame the bureaucracy for finding themselves in a spot that they were. Want to bring in Ashutosh into this conversation. Ashutosh, there's also a sense, along with the big challenges, and we've laid them out very clearly, the promises made in the Sankalp Patra, that needs to be delivered. Already a timeline given by the Prime Minister himself on the Yamuna of being the top priority, a 3-year time limit for the Yamuna to be clean. But, when you come down off vendetta politics, which Siddharth Mishra says, why use the word vendetta politics? It's something that, or to use a term, the chickens would have come home to roost for the Aam Aadmi Party.
See, Preeti, I think this bureaucracy thing is unnecessarily hyped up for the simple reason because everybody knows that Delhi, the bureaucracy, the government will not be run from the Chief Minister's office, but will be run from somewhere else. Let's be very clear on that issue. So bureaucrats, and in the last 10 years, sir, I didn't speak, sir. In the last 10 years, the bureaucrats also played a lot of politics in Delhi because they knew that Aam Aadmi Party can do nothing. And so they knew that who is going to write the ACR. So they are playing politics too. I'm not telling them they are the very honest one in that sense. And they created a lot of the execution paralysis in Delhi also. They have to be blamed. About the vendetta politics, see, again, that will not be decided by the Rekha Gupta analyst, but it is decided by the Home Ministry and the Prime Minister office. And they will take it to the logical conclusion. I have no doubt on that issue because the Prime Minister in its speech itself has said, first time I heard any Prime Minister speaking something like this, and that was very clear that in which direction the Aam Aadmi Party has to be taken and what.
So you're saying it's going to be a shadow government, and there will be. We will see 100%. Action against the Aam Aadmi Party and what the BJP has alleged 100%. Corruption charges. All right.
100%.
Okay. I know you want to come in, Siddharth, but I don't have the time. I want to bring in Neerja Chowdhury for a quick comment. Neerja, top challenges before this government now?
I think very simply water and air. Of course, there are the freebies to continue. All that will happen. Safe city, all that is there. But if I was to say Delhi can really, and I suspect that the Prime Minister, the Home Minister and the BJP will want to make Delhi a showpiece for the rest of India. And this is an opportunity they've got after 27 years. And I think the critical thing is going to be water and air. Nothing can be more basic than that. And they'll have to go beyond promises, as I say, slogans, or even beautifying, embankment on the river Yamuna. That's not good enough.
Right.
The water are the citizens of Delhi.
Right.
All right.